It started like any other quiet Sunday, the kind where I sipped black coffee on the porch and watched squirrels chase each other along the power lines, the kind where I pretended I didn't notice the slow ache creeping into my knees. Retirement had its perks, but peace was the biggest one, and that morning I thought I had plenty of it. Then came the knock. 3 short raps, barely louder than a whisper. Odd. Most people used the doorbell. I stepped over the pile of gardening catalogs by the door and cracked it open. "Can I help you?" He was young, nervous, maybe 20, 21, twitchy hands, darting eyes. He wore a gray hoodie with the hood up despite the Virginia heat. Something about him screamed trouble, and it wasn't just the gun he raised a second later. "Back inside!" he hissed. "Now!" My heart stumbled, but didn't fall. Old instincts die hard. 22 years in the Army, then another 10 in federal contracting. I knew the look of desperation. This was a kid with no real plan. I stepped back slowly, hands raised. "You don't want to do this," I said calmly. "This is a mistake." "Shut up! Where is she?" "Who?" "The girl! That FBI lady who lives here." I blinked. "My daughter?" He nodded sharply. "Yeah, her. She ruined everything." He stormed inside, gun waving like an angry wand. I let him. I had no choice. In the kitchen, I heard her footsteps descending the stairs. She was home early, visiting for the weekend. She wore jeans and a plain white t-shirt, hair up, no makeup, but she still moved like a ghost through shadow. "Dad, who—" Then she saw him. He swung the gun her way. "You! Get on the ground!" She didn't scream, didn't even flinch. She smiled. "You've got 3 seconds to lower that weapon before you lose a kneecap," she said. He froze, not because of the words, because of how she said them. Ice, steel, authority. She was already closing the distance before he realized what was happening. Her foot caught his wrist. The gun clattered to the floor. Her elbow met his jaw, then her knee his chest. The kid collapsed in a heap. I just watched. My daughter knelt beside him, cuffing him with the zip ties from her back pocket. "What the hell did you do?" I finally found my voice. "He tried to put a gun on my father," she said without looking up. "That was his first mistake. And the second?" She leaned in close to the groaning man. "Pointing a gun at someone who runs FBI tactical operations."
Her name is Emily Danner, and up until that morning, I thought I knew what she did for a living. She had always been tight-lipped about her job, said she worked logistics for the FBI. Paper pushing, Dad, nothing glamorous. Turns out she'd been lying to me for 8 years. That morning, after the police came and picked up our would-be assailant, Emily sat me down.
"He's connected to a cartel out of El Paso," she said. "We've been working a sting for the last 18 months. I didn't think it would follow me here."
"What do they want with you?"
"I led the task force that dismantled their eastern pipeline. I guess they took it personally."
"So you're not in logistics?" She grinned.
"Only when I'm directing field units into narco tunnels."
The more she spoke, the more the pieces came together. Her late-night calls, the extended overseas trips, the random injuries she waved off as gym accidents. My daughter wasn't just part of the FBI. She ran the field coordination team for their Tactical Operations Division, one of the most elite arms of federal law enforcement. "You always said you didn't want to live in your father's shadow," I said quietly.
"I didn't," she replied. "I built my own."
It didn't take long before the real storm hit. The man who broke into my house, Liam Ruiz, wasn't just some grunt. He was a messenger, a warning, and worse, his arrest seemed to accelerate whatever plans his bosses had in motion. 2 nights later, someone slashed the tires on Emily's rental car. The next morning, our mail had been ripped open and dumped in the driveway. No notes, no demands, just chaos. Intimidation 101. "They want you rattled," I told her. "They want me scared," she corrected, but I'm past that. I saw something shift in her then. Not panic, strategy. She made calls, spoke in coded phrases. Within hours, 2 black SUVs parked down the street. Agents moved into position. Our house became a forward post. And then she vanished for 2 days. I knew better than to ask where. But when she returned, her hands were scraped and her voice low with fatigue. "Warehouse on the river," she said. "They were planning to move in on us tonight. We preempted." "How bad?" "6 arrests, 1 dead, 1 flipped." She didn't elaborate. But that night, she sat on the porch next to me and said, "I always hated lying to you, but I didn't want you to worry." I looked at my daughter, this woman forged in silence and steel, and smiled. "Emily," I said, "you were the one protecting me all along." They came at dawn. 3 vehicles, 2 men with rifles in each. They never made it past the fence. Emily had warned the team. Sensors had been placed, drones launched. When the convoy rolled in, they were met with swift, coordinated precision. The firefight lasted less than 4 minutes. No agents were harmed. 3 suspects were wounded. 1 attempted to flee through the woods and was intercepted by Emily herself. I watched from the window as she tackled him. My daughter, who once needed help learning to ride a bike, now subdued cartel mercenaries like it was routine. When it was over, she stood beside me in the kitchen, blood on her sleeve, calm as rain. "It's done," she said. "All of it? The Virginia branch is dismantled. The rest will fold when they hear. They don't like losing this publicly." "And you? What happens now?" She sipped coffee and looked at me with tired eyes. "I go back to D.C. Paperwork, debrief, another assignment." I took her hand. "Come back whenever you want. Just maybe call first." She laughed, the kind of laugh that carried years of hidden truths, buried danger, and one undeniable fact. He pointed a gun at my daughter, then found out she runs FBI tactical ops. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you in the next one.